Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the AnotherOne Sten Mk II mod, which is being made by user Glorious Warrior. And what this, well, glorious little piece of work is looking to add into the game is the real-world historic Sten Mk II. And I've been having a load of fun with this gun so far, as not only is it just a neat weapon, but who doesn't love a good historic World War II gun being added into the game? It's just nice. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what we do get with the Sten Mk II, which in its most basic standard form will deal just 18 damage with a 38 round, with a firing rate of 120, range of 119, accuracy of 71, and a weight of 11.1. Not too shabby there. And as you can see here, it is a pretty nice looking gun, fits into the Fallout world quite nicely on its own, and of course, its historic equivalent is, well, this. It looks the part entirely, and I love all of the little details everywhere on it. Very good on the modeling and texturing. I especially do like the spring there on the magazine release. Very, very good. Very well done. And as an extra bonus for this wonderful weapon, oh boy, we got a lot of modifications. Now, nothing too crazy in here. You're not going to be adding in, like, incendiary bullets, sadly, or anything along those lines, but you will have enough things to add on to this weapon to help keep it more relevant into the mid-game, as this is very much sort of an early-game gun. But all in all, a fun one. And again, I mean, come on, who doesn't want a Sten? I would love to shoot one of these in real life. That would be so much fun. Now let's go take a look at what all modifications we do have for this thing, then we'll get to shooting, talk about how you get it, etc. Kind of changing it up today for some reason, I don't know why, but to the modifications, let's roll! Now first we have the receiver category, where we've got the pretty typical things in here, from standard, heavy framed, to, you know, powerful, hardened, etc. And we have both automatic as well as semi-automatic receivers in here, depending on which you prefer. Now in the barrel category, we've got three options of either the standard, a heavy, or an integrally suppressed barrel. Now if you do go with this one, you are not going to be able to add on any additional barrel attachments like compensators and things like that, but it is a cool little addition to the gun. I quite like it. Now then, in the stock category, we've either got the standard short, a full, a marksman, or even a recoil compensating stock. Then in the magazines here, we've got the base level 20, as well as a 32 and 45 round magazine. Very nice there. In sights, oh boy, you guys know me, I love a lot of options for sights, and boy, do we have a lot. I won't go through all of them. They're mostly modern kinds of reflex sights, ACOGs, etc., but there are a lot of options in here, which is pretty darn neat. Now, then we have the muzzle attachments, which again, if you go with the integrated suppressed barrel, you will not have this category, but with the two others, you'll have your choice of either nothing, a compensator, two different muzzle brakes, another compensator, and two fun silencers, so you can still go silenced while still maintaining that normal sort of Sten look to it, which is pretty cool. Nice little option there. We then have a fun option you don't see often in a lot of gun mods, and that's the choice of changing up the rear portion of the iron sight, where you can either have a cut rear sight or a ring rear sight. Both are pretty good. I think I prefer the ring out of the two, but both work quite nicely. Do love that little option. We then do have a damage modifier, and yeah, you guys know me on this. I find them a little bit cheaty unless there's, like, requirements, and there's none here, but hey, you do you. If you want to up the damage by 90%, have at it. That will certainly help keep it more relevant into later on in the game. And then finally, we have the materials for this thing, where we have either a standard material or a more weathered look, which personally I think this one actually looks more weathered than this one, but hey, both quite nice. If you want it a little bit shinier, go with the weathered for reasons. Wonderful. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely weapons, it is pretty simple. It is added into the leveled loot list, so you will be able to find it on just random things all around the world, but there is one particular version of the Sten that you can find pretty much from the get-go in the game, and that is going to be behind the Museum of Freedom in Concord. Right back there over in the corner, there is a grave where you'll find a modified version of the Sten Mk II just sitting there ready for you to take. So it'll be very easy to get your hands on one of these from basically the beginning of the game and then have fun. So let me grab my two modified versions here and let's get to some shooting with our standard version first, which this one I've got the ring sight on. I do prefer this one over the cut, which, you know, I just like it. Personal preference, but hey, they both work quite nicely. So let's take some shots. And there we go. Now, the most basic version of the gun is, of course, semi-automatic rather than fully automatic here in this mod, which does mean it's got a pretty good firing rate on it still and not a lot of kick. I'm just pulling the trigger without compensating at all. This thing effectively has none. It's pretty great. Now, let's move on over to the marksman one that I've made here, because this one's actually fully automatic and does use the other iron sight, the cut version. Basically, it's just half the ring. Again, I prefer the ring, but hey, both are fun. Let's see how this one goes with its firing rate. Oh yeah, that was wonderful. 45 rounds, and with the kick, it went from there to there. I wasn't trying to compensate at all. This thing has just basically unnoticeable kick to the weapon. So for an automatic gun, you can really kick this thing on target very easily, which is pretty sweet. That's the big reason I usually avoid automatics, because I end up all over the place shooting everywhere and missing my target. But with this, you can just keep it right on there without any issues, which is pretty cool. And with that 45 round magazine, this thing will just chew through enemies. Now, on to the suppressed version I have here with that integrated suppressed barrel. Very fun, very nice. I do like this. So let's take some shots with that one. I got one of the different sights on there. And yeah, again, very good, very controllable, and a lovely silenced weapon. So let's take a look at this thing in more practical use against... Oh boy, I'm gonna do a Deathclaw, though I have a bad feeling about this because of the low damage on this thing. Again, it's kind of an early to max mid-game weapon, and yeah, but we'll see. I think with the automatic one, I'll probably have more success, because yeah, we have not done a lot of damage to that Deathclaw quite yet there. Oh boy, yeah, that's not much. Back it up, back it up. And get him there. We'll switch over to the automatic after this magazine's down. Ooh, we actually got some gold. God! Oh God, he made it up here. No! Switch the automatic, switch the automatic. Okay, time to time, Deathclaw. All right, and boom, there we are. Lovely. Jesus, it's been a real long time since they've successfully gotten up there. All right, good. Well, it's dead now. Magnificent. It actually did better than I thought it would, and that was just predominantly with the silenced one, which, let's see, power-wise on it, the fully auto was at 37, the maximum power, maximum modified suppressed version here was at 44, and that is included with the damage plus 90%. Now, of course, any different perks that you do add in with your character will help with that damage to make this thing even more useful further on into the game, but even on its own, not too bad as an early to mid-game submachine gun. So if you'd like to take a look at this mod for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description, as per usual. But that, my friends, is going to be it for this one today. Hopefully you all have enjoyed and you come back for whatever mod we do look at next. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one!